What's going on, everybody? We're here at Seneca Creek State Park today. We're going to do a course review out here. Got a really long track, 27 holes. We're going to be playing the main tees today, not the longs, because they're kind of inconsistent, but these ones are plenty long enough. They do just fine. But we're going to have a lot of fun. It is really crappy and windy and cold out here after being 60 degrees for like a month, because that's how it is. So we're going to get through it. It'll be fine. That's a good start. That's a hard two. We love that. Local route. We're going for the yellow one, but that's still a pretty good shot. Berg, get you one. I crushed it. Or maybe out. This is a pretty tight course overall. It really suffocates you. A lot of tight fairways. Rough isn't really that bad. There's not a lot of like growth in the those rough areas, which is nice because if there was, you'd be like dying by the time you got done. But makes you like throw different shots on like every hole, so you like really got to be on your game when you're out here. Yep. Oh my gosh. That scared me. Front nine isn't too difficult. I went bogey free there, which isn't normal per se. I definitely got some birdies I haven't gotten before, but this is when it starts to like really choke you into some weird shots. And especially here, I don't know if they're all threes, but it says it on UDisc, and I'm just gonna go by that, even though some are kind of in betweeners. But this is where we start to panic a little bit. I think it's crushed, but the shape was perfection. So I was wrong. The shape was perfect, distance was perfect, but didn't get far left enough, so depth left. I think we'll be okay. Yeah, that's pretty much how that goes. Again. That's a big downhiller. Oh my God! 0 out of 10. My win will be, as you can see there. So, throwing 3. Yep, that works. Sweet. Good. Okay. Yep. It works. This hole is a nice rest from like having to use your brain. But a little kiss. It's pretty good. It's snowing. It's the middle of April. What are we doing? After 18, got my first bogey. The weather here is still being pretty bipolar because it's warm 1 minute, cold the next. But it's fine. We're surviving out here. Back 9, last 9. Not too bad. Got a couple more birdies to get before the end. It's fine. Tried to run it. It was bad though. Yeah. Sticky. Alright, let's go do it out here. Playing second, I was able to shoot 11 down, my personal best. Really like this course. It's a lot of fun. Really challenging when you get to those longer tee pads as well. There's a lot of really good variety out here. Obviously, there's 27 holes. It's expansive as hell. So we're gonna go back, view this thing, see what it gets. All right, everybody, welcome back in. We're here, ready to give this thing a review. Let's just jump right into it. First up, we got the tee pads. The length of tee pads are all really nice. There's one little problem though. They're all pretty inconsistent. Some of them are pavers, some of them are concrete. There's even turf now, which is a pretty new one. They also vary when it comes to the width of them. Some of them are really skinny and some are a little bit bigger. I appreciate the length of them as a person with long legs and likes a big run up, so that's good. But since the inconsistency is there, I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. Next up, we have signs. The signs are really good out here, give a lot of information. Each 9 has a different color-coded sign, which I think is really cool. They tell you all the distances. There's a bunch of different layouts here, so they have little beads in for where the basket is on that current day, which I think is really nice. The only problem is that they don't tell you the pars at all anywhere, like if anything's a par 4 or par 3 or whatever, which some of these, you could say they're par 3s or par 4s, but it's not really defined. So I'm going to give the signs an 8 out of 10. These baskets, I don't know, man. I don't like them at all. I hate all the good putts that they spit out, and I also hate all the bad putts that they catch. They're very inconsistent. These ones specifically aren't in too bad a shape. And they also have these big yellow flags on them to tell you exactly where they are, which I think is a nice little bonus. So I'm not going to dog on them too much today, but it's going to be a 4 out of 10. Fairways out here are really clean cut and nice. They're clear for the most part. There's little trees in the way as necessary. I don't think they should all be open per se, but there's none that really get on my nerves or that can think about specifically that, maybe I would like move this or move this. I think they're all pretty well defined, especially being in such a tight space with 27 holes. Like, that's a lot. They're all very well defined. You can kind of tell where you're going. So for the fairways, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. It's a good job. Rough has a little bit to be desired. There's some OB that runs along the creek that goes along a couple of them. I think between 3 and 6, and then there's a couple like on a stretch of like 13 to 15 maybe, where there's some OB, but some of the rough can be really light at times where it doesn't really punish you, and then at other times it's really heavy to where you have just kind of nothing. I mean, like I said, there is OB, so there's that, but it could just be a little bit better overall to where it's punishing you but not impossible. It's going to be a 6 out of 10. Next up, the difficulty. Like I said in the video, this place really chokeholds you. It makes you throw a lot of different kind of things. You have to come fully equipped and ready to fight this course. But with that said, it's not unfair in any way. I think that it's a challenge, and it's hard for newer players to come here and really get a good time out of it. I remember coming here when I was really early on with my buddy Matt, and we just vowed to never come back because of how hard it was for us. But for a seasoned player like I am, and like a bunch of other people out there, I think this is a good challenge. Difficulty's going to be an 8 out of 10. The views are really nice out here. This park in general is really pretty. There's nothing that stands out a ton about this area. It is just like a disc golf centric spot in the park. It is specifically laid out for disc golf, and with 27 holes being there, it can feel a little bit cramped sometimes. You're seeing a lot of different stuff going on, but there's not really just like the beauty of nature and only that you're kind of surrounded with some other courses around this area. So it's good, but could be a little bit better. Gonna be a 7 out of 10. Variety out here is amazing. Like I said, you have to come with a bunch of different types of shots. You're throwing pretty much every disc in your bag to a point out here. I mean, it makes you do a lot of different things. And there's alternate tee pads and stuff like that, although, like I said, they vary between how good they are. But it makes you do everything. Variety, gonna be a 10 out of 10. Flow is kind of tough out here. 27 holes. I keep saying it, but it's so many, and it's such a small space. There's a lot of weaving in and out and stuff like that. And they have a map up, but there's no maps on UDisc or anything. So for a newer player coming out there for the first time, it could be really confusing because sometimes you have to walk a completely different direction than what you think to get to a hole, or you have to walk through a couple fairways of other holes to get to where you're going. So it's just kind of confusing. It's a weird layout, but when you know it, it kind of makes sense, but just for the average person, it's a little difficult. Got to be a 3 out of 10. And then finally, replayability. I mean, this pretty much goes along right with variety. It's going to be a 10 out of 10 all day long. They have so many holes, so many tee pads. It's a great place to just go and have a whole day playing disc golf, play for all of the hours. Like I said, 10 out of 10. All right, so adding all that stuff up together, we're going to give Seneca Creek State Park a 7.2. I feel this is a very fair score for Seneca. It's a really amazing spot. So many people love going out there and playing, which is for an obvious reason. There's a bunch of holes out there. You can have a really fun day. Plenty of tournaments and stuff being run out there and leagues and all that good stuff. It really is a nice hotbed for the sport. I really recommend going and checking it out if you're anywhere within the area. But yeah, that's going to do it for me today. I hope you really enjoyed this video. If you do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. It helps me out a ton. You have no idea. And until next time, I will see you guys later. Peace, homies.